Hello again, Struck Quub. Today I will be bringing you a summary of Torchlight 3's latest update, update 14, which is the Relic Subclass, and I will be splitting that into two videos so that they're not too long and you can just watch the ones that are about the things that you are interested in. So this one would be about the Relic, the big changes about the Relic subclass and how that changed, as well as general changes and things about the user interface and environment. And the next second video would be about the quests, the items and gear, the forts, the Fazir's dungeon changes, changes to monsters, pets, classes and skills. So without further ado, let's quickly start talking about the changes to the Relic subclass. And the first thing you would notice about the changes to relics would be that you select your relic as a subclass when creating a new hero. So let's just show you the character selection screen. I'm gonna skip this cinematic. So you select your hero, and let's say you select, for example, something like a sharpshooter, and then you put some random name and then select whatever. There's new options, more about those later, but there's new head options and new hairstyles for different heroes. So you select that. You see the preview of the precision and adventurer skills, and then you can go on continue, and here is the relic choice, the subclass choice. What you can do is you can preview every relic skill that is offered to you. So let's say you decide to go for a flaming destroyer. Alright, there it is, the flaming destroyer. Which one do we go for? Well, you can preview every single skill, and if you're not happy, you can go back. You can go to customize character, or you can even press escape. It works either case. So let's say we want a cold heart. Okay, you can preview the skills, and you can see every relic has 5 passive skills. In this case it's this one, this one, this one, this one and that one, and the rest are active skills. So you can preview them and see what they do, and if you don't like it, you can just switch the relic like that. So if you say, okay, I don't like this class, can I just switch my class as well? You can go back and switch the class, but once you make the choice, for example, you've decided to go for Flaming Destroyer or a Cold Heart. Let's say you've decided to go for a Cold Heart. You go to confirm, and then you still have a choice to go back to choosing a relic. You can press escape or click on choose relic, and then you go back to that side. But it gives you a side-by-side back-to-back preview of the skills, and it's pretty nice, it's pretty decent. So it allows you to kind of have an idea. This is tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, tier 5. So at level 1, 5, 10, 15 and 20 is how you unlock the different rows, starting from the left going to the right being the highest level to unlock. And that's pretty much it regarding how you select a class. So now I'm gonna talk about each relic in detail while you're seeing some footage of that relic. Keep in mind, I didn't have enough time to level up vastly different builds with each relic to show you every single active skill on the relic or every single passive, and when I was playing on the test realm, some of the actives weren't working, maybe some of the passives were not working properly. Of course, test realms are just for that, for testing, and we're in early access, so things are bound to change and get better. So keep that in mind throughout the next segment where we are talking about each relic separately. We'll now show you every relic skill without talking too much in detail, and just to keep it short, I'm just gonna hover my cursor and you would be able to see in a window, in a cropped window on the screen, every skill's description, and hopefully this helps you figure out, realize whether you want to use it. I will be uploading soon a longer video which I already recorded, 40 minutes of me talking about every single skill of every single relic, with my thoughts on it and my experiences from using it. So without further ado, let's quickly hover over 8 legged allies, then Spectral Spider on the Bane, Spread of Death, Poison Nova, Staffing Up, Venomous Maw, Puppet Master, Miasma, Arachnid Assault, and Energizer. Feel free to pause at any time. I'm gonna keep moving with the next relic, which would be the Blood Drinker. Spinning Blade, Bloodletter, Blood Seekers, Blades for Cutting, Living Barrier, Rupture, Drain, my favorite skill in all new skills by the way, Bloody Chalice, Dance of Death, and Energizer. Now moving on to the Cold Heart again, feel free to pause because some of the descriptions are quite long and you might want to. Jagged Ice, Ice Shield, Frost Skin, Frost Blast, Ice Golem, Warch Boars, Snowstorm, Breaking Point, Cold Front, and Energizer. Now we've got Electrode, which also has an Energizer, Conjure Electrode, Tingling Sensation, Chaotic Strikes, Shocking Display, Walkaway Storm, Shocking Force, Lightning Barrier, and Lightning Strike, and 1000-volt Burst. And now we are gonna be moving on to the Flaming Destroyer. And let's start with Sword Smash. And then Ignition Source. Blazing Pillar. Magma Burst. Giant's Wings. Cloak of Flames. Firestorm. Nimbo Flames. Energizer, just like every other relic. And Summoning Smash. So this pretty much is a quick summary of all the skills. I just tried to keep it short, and earlier I recorded myself keeping it long, and it ended up being 40 minutes of me talking about every skill. So let's move on to other parts of the patch notes, just to make sure you don't have to watch 3-4 different videos of patch notes, and maybe keep it to 1 or 2 videos. Next, I'm going to talk about some highlights of the patch notes that stand out for me personally. That's not the full patch notes. The full patch notes are 4 separate posts on Steam. So if you want to read everything in detail, you should check the links in the description below and read the Steam community posts. First, let's start with the general patch notes. I've highlighted some of the things I think are worth noting. So they've created the ability to link your aunt account to enable customer support. It's still work in progress. They've updated the engine to use the network fixes for high frame rate users and other additional network optimizations which were needed. So also various skills have been optimized and so on. They've also started using Udo compression, which is a very nice compression engine that has amazingly fast decompression rates compared to some of the other options out there. I've researched it and it really offers some amazing results, up to 12 times faster for the best version of it compared to the regular compression methods. Then yeah, fixed an issue where the game becomes temporarily unresponsive after rapidly clicking the reset to default button in the video settings menu, and the game user settings now better defaults for good performance without overheating. There's expanded notes in the intro above, which I've actually put below. So yeah, just read those notes. I'm gonna just go through them with you. This update fixes a bug in video settings detection which made some people's computers run too hot. Next time you start Torchlight 3, your video settings will be automatically detected again as if you were running it for the first time. Torchlight 3 should now run as fast or faster than before without burning up your computer. As part of these changes, the game now defaults to windowed full screen instead of full screen. This has a few benefits, including behaving better when switching to other running programs. In windowed full screen, your UI will be at the highest resolution your monitor supports, for example 1920 by 1080, and the rest of the game will run at a resolution that may be lower, exactly as if you'd set a lower full screen resolution, say 1280 by 720, based on the resolution quality slider. For example, windowed full screen at 1920 by 1080 at resolution quality 66.7 will look and run the same as full screen 1280 by 720 and resolution quality 100, except that in the windowed full screen case the UI will be much crisper. Also, if you change your video or CPU hardware, or perhaps update your drivers and want to detect new automatic best settings, you can now do that at the main menu with the new Detect New Defaults button on the video settings panel in Options. Because this runs hardware performance tests, it has to be done at the main menu so that the CPU and GPU hardware are as idle as possible. Now, let's move on to some more information other than the relics, which would be the user interface. They've increased the amount of time until we give up on allowing party members to revive you from 45 seconds to 2 minutes. Pretty nice increase for co-op players. Fix an issue where uninformative messages displayed when attempting to join a full party. Then it now displays a message when trying to invite when you have a full party or when you try to join a full party. Then there's this thing, Steam Party Nickname Invites now filter the search to only examine players on the current platform. Then they've also added 2 more skill slots, new slots added to settings key binding menu, and changed the Relic skill slot UI text for skill slot 6. They've added new relic background images, relic HUD icons, and updated all relic UI for the new relic subclasses, including help text, skill icons, some maybe temporary, tooltips, and others. They've increased the size of the buff debuff icons in the HUD skill bar area. They've added difficulty levels shields to the HUD and also the challenge levels on the HUD. The gamepad can now use all 9 skill slots. The left trigger should now toggle between 2 sets of 4 skill slots. The gamepad also adjusts the order of the skill slots so that the default skill is on the far right and uses the right trigger. Skill hotkeys don't show over skills that can't currently be pressed, which is a console requirement. Fixed scattershot tooltip that displayed the incorrect cooldown when wingspan is equipped. I am so glad this one has been fixed. I can't wait to get the wingspan and get on with the scattershot builds again on a sharpshooter. Then the video settings menu has been updated. There are no longer save and apply buttons. Everything is updated as the settings are changed. Then the show nameplates no longer shows breakables and other gadget based items. Recipe rarity is now viewable in the enchanting UI. They've edited down the informational text for enchanting recipes. But why? Why would you edit down this text? I really liked clicking on a recipe and being able to see everything that can possibly roll. This is something that makes no sense, and I really have no idea why they thought this would be a good idea. They've added a description for enchanting recipes that says the category that it is for and what types of armor or weapons can be enchanted with this recipe. They fixed an issue where skills in the Legendarium were not saved if the player presses escape out of the Legendarium menu before hitting equip. And this is again, why? Why? We may not want to equip a skill after clicking on it. We may want to cancel that. And I could just click on a skill and click on different items and then decide not to change it and just press escape and it would default to what I had. But now I have to go and find whatever I had equipped so that it doesn't change it. And this is, I don't know, it seems illogical to me to behave that way. I thought it was a bug, apparently it was intended behavior. Pet quality is now communicated in the pet shelter UI, pretty nice. A new minimap resources icon, which is a pickaxe, has been added. And moving on now to the environment changes. They've added mini dungeon areas. You can see an image, a screenshot of this. Players can no longer use mapworks, scrolls inside of challenge dungeons, mapworks or phase dungeons, which was one of the main reasons for ending up in the abyss, by the way. So keep that in mind. So yeah, no more mapception, no more mapception. They also say that they made sure a portal should be saved even if it isn't used. And the portals are now destroyed when traveling if there is no return data, which will prevent players from having portals available that cannot be used. There is an UI notification when your portal was destroyed. The boss portal in Sunken Ruins now takes you back to the Acrid Plains as it should. Perfect, I love that change finally. They've added new hair color options: aqua, auburn, dark blue, dirty blonde, eggplant, forest, lilac, mint, which is right now missing icons. Eventually they're probably gonna add those. They've added a new female sharpshooter head option, and they fixed an issue where the player could not enter the warp to assembly line due to the invisible wall in front of the warp. VFX fixes, updates, sound effects and audio fixes updates have also been added. So there's a lot more stuff in the next video in part 2, so you could stay tuned for this one. I would add a link and you could click on it to start it at the end of this video. If you'd like to get notified when I upload more content, you can subscribe to my channel and hit that bell button to not miss the content update notifications. The content you would expect to see on my channel is builds and guides and info news videos, as well as other type of content for wooters of all sorts, RPGs, ARPGs, tactical RPGs, shooter wooters, and other things in between. Thanks for watching, keep it cool, struck up, and until next time.